Hey.
Come
Monkey
on.
bar.
Come on.
Where am I going?
Nice.
Yeah, follow the page for more climbing technique. Here we go.
What are you doing? Let's go climbing.
Let's do it.
All right, so this is my gym. MBP, bouldering project. I'm gonna walk right in here. You go first. You go first. All right, so first thing you do when you come to a gym, always say hi to the front desk. Any gym, they love it. It's their favorite thing. If you don't say hi, they like mumble, well, hey, at the bottom of their breath.
You got any secret handshakes or anything?
Yeah.
What's the secret handshake? How do you get in? Ooh. That looked kind of made up. You guys make that up on spot?
No, that's been our handshake for years. Anyways, can I use my gift card to get in today? Yes. Thanks.
You're all checked in.
All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, let's go climb.
This is the spot, huh?
This is the spot. We call this the teacup, because it looks like a teacup. And over here, there's a sand crawler that looks like the sand crawler from Star Wars. And if you don't know what slab is, that's where you're leaning into the wall, and every time you fall, you cheese grate yourself.
That's Lucy's favorite. Lucy's favorite, my least favorite.
That's the wall. So we're gonna get changed, and then we'll climb.
What do we got there? Secret message?
This is our circuit system. I almost slipped.
Okay, we're pretty much white climbers. Yeah.
Yeah, color circuit here. So yeah.
Yeah. Most advanced.
Climbing.
All right. Well, welcome
Hello.
to the YouTube series. Want to tell the people a little bit about yourself, who you are, and what you're vibing with today?
All right. Yeah, my name's Xavier. I am a rock climber. I have an Instagram, DaddyXClimbs, also on YouTube and TikTok, but I'm struggling there. So if you're gonna follow anything, those ones, not it.
Help the cause. Where's the username come from?
So I had a high school friend group, and we called my friend Jackson Slay Daddy Row Eater because the term slay was like kind of popular at that time for guys that could get girls, like, oh, go slay or whatever, like that. Now slay is a whole different thing, which I love also. But when I first made Snapchat, I think was my first social media outside of like Facebook. I tried to go Slay Daddy X Factor, so we called him Slay Daddy Row Eater, and he started like calling us Slay Daddy as well.
Like get the sub names of it,
yeah. And so I got Slay Daddy X Factor, and then that was too long, so I just went with Daddy X Factor, and then I made a Twitter, Daddy X Factor, and then I went to Instagram with it as well, and then when I started climbing, it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a climbing Instagram so that I can hopefully get sponsored and get like a free chalk bag and maybe a chalk sheet. I had no money, so I was just like, yeah, let me just like try to do this. And I went with DaddyXClimbs instead of Daddy X Factor. So.
Were you ever a MySpace baby?
Yeah, so my MySpace, if you went on it, it would automatically play Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith.
Yep.
And then I had Troy and Gabriella from High School Musical, like just patterned in the background on repeat. And I had some Justin Bieber stuff on there at one point too. I can't remember how that was incorporated, but I loved MySpace, especially for Mafia and Mob Boss or Mobsters. That
Mafia,
game.
I forgot about that game. Yeah.
Those games are good.
Dude, what you think about now with like kids' ability to work computers and their creativity level, like what you see on TikTok. If somebody was making a MySpace page right now, I feel like it could be in. It could be cool again.
Yeah.
Like people could do some cool stuff with that.
Like MySpace was like the like actually like represent yourself kind of page.
It was. It was like it was way less as like as superficial as Instagram can get. I felt like it was a way better version of that almost for the OG version of that. But you talk about creating the Instagram page to get the chalk bag. But what got you into climbing in the first place? Like when did you be like, okay, this is my sport? Because it is such a it's a obscure sport. I just started doing it like 2 or 3 years ago, and had so many people on the podcast. I'm like, dude, you got to do this. Like you're gonna love it, and it's super good for you. But like, how did you get into climbing in the first place?
So.
Be my way, yeah.
Shouldn't be too long.
No, when we record at the gym, it's like so much background noise anyways that it's like, it's usually not too bad, but it's weird. Do your road mics sometimes pick up on the music?
Yeah,
Dude.
and like that's the hardest part because then I'm like, well, it's gonna get
Take it
sound
down.
removed.
Yes,
Yeah,
at
and all
YouTube.
that.
Oh my goodness. It's
Yeah, Instagram's been doing it too lately. Like where,
Instagram took down mine yesterday for the first time. I've never had that issue before. It's kind of weird, but little technical difficulties here.
Also, Kendrick Lamar like took off all copyright on his music that he was releasing during the beef.
Does he own all of his songs?
I think so, or like, at least through his label, he got all copyright removed so that people can like actually make money off of like using the sound and stuff.
Yep.
And I tried to use the sound on my subscribers only, and it still wouldn't let me. And I was like, what the heck, Instagram? Like, come on.
Weird.
But, so anyways, I got into climbing. I had climbed a couple of times before, like, I got into it. I'd done ropes a couple of times, once with family, once with one of my friends.
How old were you?
Probably climbed once when I was like 15, and then another time when I was like 18 or 19. I went with my buddy. He just wanted to climb, and he taught me how to pass the belay test so that I could belay him.
Okay.
And I'd never like actually belayed before. I'd never done anything off an auto belay. I'd only climbed once before when I was 15, but I passed the belay test. Belayed him that day, and then didn't climb again for several months. And then I went to St. Scholastica to visit a friend, and she named a route after me, so I climbed that.
Okay. Why'd you name the route?
Yeah. And, she named it just Abdullahi, I think, which is my last name.
Okay.
So I climbed that one, that was fun, and then I tried bouldering for the first time there. They had a small boulder wall, and that boulder wall was like, I just like tried to start something, and I couldn't start anything.
Yep.
It was fine. Fast forward then like a few years, I go back to school at the age of 21, and at 23, I met this super dope person. Like, she was really cool. I was trying to figure out a way to like actually meet her though. Yeah. And I noticed that she was in this like club meeting spot or whatever one time when I was walking back to my dorm, and I knew another person who was there. So I found that other person, and I was like, hey, what was that club that you're meeting for? And she's like, oh, it was the climbing club. So St. Thomas will just give us money to like get a free climbing day twice
that's
a week.
dope. Nice.
So I joined that, and of course she wasn't there. And then I like see her in passing one time, and I was like, hey, you were in the climbing club, weren't you? And she's like, oh yeah, I just went one time with my friend, but I want to go again. And I was like, well, like you should definitely come.
I'm president of it now.
Yeah. So then we started climbing twice a week. We had a small group of people, her and myself and a few other friends. And I couldn't make any moves, of course. But I'm glad that I didn't for a while because we built a strong friendship. And then I fell in love with climbing itself outside of that, but she was the reason why I like really got into it.
Bro, that's hilarious. So I, my freshman year of high school, I joined track for a girl, of course, for a girl, and she's a triple jumper, and I'm like 220 pounds at this time, and I show up day one of triple jumping just to hang out with the girl. I'm like, all right, this is my end, this is it. The triple jumping coach had me jump once. It's like, dude, you're gonna be a thrower. And the throwing coach grabbed me, took me to the other side of the complex, and I was stuck throwing. I joined the track team to talk to this girl, and I was stuck with the throwers, where it's all just like a bunch of other dudes, a bunch of other meatheads. And that ended up being one of my college sports. So it's funny how like you pursue it for one thing, and it turns into and blossoms into a whole nother thing.
Yep.
So I remember hopping on the wall, and it was I did a couple climbs, and then like I failed my first one, and I realized what a game, like it's like a video game, you know, like there's levels. I think climbing does one of the best jobs of making movements very much like a game, like very interactive, very like, oh, if you increase this skill point of yourself, you can get this level of climbing. And I think it's why it's so addicting to people. But when did you reach that, like, oh, I'm addicted to this moment? Like, was there like a bite where you're like, I gotta keep doing this, this is it for me?
Yeah, it was, so during COVID, I was climbing still with the climbing club. We just had to make reservations and stuff, and it was like...
Was that here or at Vertical Endeavors?
It was, actually that was at Vertical Endeavors. So once that ended, so that club stopped once COVID happened. because St. Thomas like let everyone or told everyone to go home or whatever.
Yep.
So I started climbing here, and with my friend who had told me about it, they had cheap student rates, and I came a couple of times, and then I found the BIPOC climbing group. I was able to climb here for free with them.
Cool.
But then at the end of so COVID, like everyone's getting vaccinated and stuff, and so we were allowed to like climb here again more, climb in small groups and stuff. And I had like a free membership because they were trying to get people back in the gym.
Yep.
So I had a free membership for a month. Came like every single day because I was like, I got to get used to this free membership. Once that membership ended, I was like, I can't afford a membership. And now I like want to climb every day.
They got you. They got you at the end.
I applied for a job, I sent an email, and like 1 week later, I was here working, and so I've never paid for a membership here. And that's my story.
That's how you hear. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
What's one of the things? So you have like kind of casual climbers like myself, and then you have guys that can climb like yourself, and then you have guys that can climb like Simon. Like, what's your thought process on like the levels of climbing for people that like I think it's kind of like pickleball. It's one of the cool kind of sports that you can do to where you can enter at any level that you want to enter at, and you can take it to whatever level you like. You can do it casually for fun. You can do it for I use it a lot for sports, just for the health of the shoulders and like hands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of take it your route where it's like pretty competitive. But like, what's your kind of thought process and approach to like the levels of climbing?
I would say it's more so like mentality levels. So there's probably the date night climber, where it's like they'll choose this as like a fun date spot, a new experience for both people. That's where you're like climbing maybe like once every few months. And then there's the weekender. So the person that like knows that they've tried it maybe on a date night, and they're like, ooh, I'd go back to that, looking for something fun to do on a weekend.
Yep.
And then there's the hobbyist. That's the person that's like, I love this thing. Like I want to actually like invest in it. At this point, you probably get your own shoes, probably have your own chalk bag, and now you're coming to the gym like 2 to 3 times a week consistently, whether that's weekends or whatever. And you're just coming to the gym just like have fun. You don't really have projects yet. You're just moving around, still climbing, and you like know the grades, but they don't really matter. And you're probably the person that's like so amazed by everyone doing anything higher than you. And then there's the determinist, I would say, after the hobbyist, and that's the person that wants to grow. Like they're like, okay, I love this thing, it's helping me, and they're like, I just want to get better now. And so they start watching people, not to be amazed, but to learn, and they're here like 4 to 5 times, maybe a week, and they're growing, and they're seeing their progression, and they're happy with it. And then you get to like, the mentality beyond that is like either like competitor or lifestylist. So that's where it's like, it is your life. Like you go to work, and you go to work so that you can support climbing. You probably want to have a climbing wall at home. Like everything you want to do outside of work has to do with climbing. Probably you want all your friends to be climbers. You plan vacations around climbing, like doing climbing trips other places, or you don't go on trips, or you don't hang out with people, or you miss out on family events because you'd rather be climbing. So I would say those are the levels. And as far as skill goes, it's all over the place with those, but I would rate the level of climbers as those mentalities.
Those mentalities, I like that. Yeah, and you guys are definitely in the farthest mentality. I remember going to that Christmas party, and you guys were climbing at the Christmas party with a bunch of like the coolest people. Like, I think that's the coolest thing about the climbing world. It's like, it's very much. Have you been to Embrace North?
I used to go to the old one.
Okay.
I haven't been to the new one yet.
Very much like the same, like the most interesting minds you will ever meet of people just obsessed with like this weird certain hobby, whether it's sonning. I mean, for me, it's softball. I can't say anything about climbing. Like, I'm obsessed about a big yellow ball. But it's like the mindset of those people to where it's like, they're just geeking out on life, man. Like they're geeking out on like that next level up. But I think that's one of the coolest pieces of the climbing world is the community there.
Yeah, I love the community. Where would you put yourself on that level of mentality?
Oh, probably hobbyist for sure.
Hobbyist?
Yeah. For the climbing world, yeah. I would throw myself. I was very into it. Somerville, it's like you're talking about. I'm like the Simon of softball world, and it's like I'm hitting softballs for like 4 hours a day in the summer. So it's like I have no time to come and do this, which sucks because I thoroughly enjoyed this. But in the winter, I was coming here probably 3 or 4 times a week and hitting for an hour or so like that. But yeah, there's definitely the skill gap too. It's like you can progress. I think again, it's like pickleball where you can progress super fast if you want to, and then it hits a certain point where it's like, oh, now you have to work on certain aspects of the climbing world. So like for me, it's like the crimping. Yeah. Oh my goodness, dude, you should show me some crimping exercises today, because that was one thing I was just like, my big legs trying to crimp on those small things. But it's really cool because it's the improvements you can get from it, and that's one of the things I talk about a lot with the athletes. It's like there's so many small, like we talk about strength in the strength world, and you have these big meatheads. You talk about big, strong hamstrings, and I'm like, dude, you think you have a strong hamstring? Try to hold like where it's like the leg lock, where it's like
like a heel hook.
A heel hook, yes, a heel hook. Yep. You try to do that with your body weight, it's like, dude, you do not have strong hamstrings. Like that is a different level of strength. But I think there's a lot of cool pieces of fitness and performance that can be found on the wall for athletes, that like even just hand strength. Like every sport we play, you're using your hands, other than soccer, but even soccer you can fall in. But athletes, you look at most athletes' hands, and it's just like there's nothing there. And you look at climbers' hands, and it's tendony, very strong, very big. Their grip strength is crazy. And I think a lot back to like football, where you would grab on the like cloth, like when you're tackling somebody. Yeah. And I always had finger issues all the time. And I started climbing, and a lot of my hand issues and elbow issues went away from just the different movements on the wall, which I thought was really awesome.
Yeah, it's stuff that you just like don't work or do at all. And like when I came into climbing, like I have weekends, like even like playing guitar hurts my fingers. My fine motor skills were always not the best growing up. But then so anything with like hand strength in climbing like was really hard for me. It still is actually. But it's like knowing where I'm at and then just like growing from there and not trying to like push to anyone else's levels.
Yep.
Kind of just the way I'm like, okay, yeah, cool.
And you're on a mission to climb a V10 moonboard right now, right?
Yep. And moonboard is a lot of finger strength and a lot of tension throughout your body, from your hands to your toes. So I think my biggest weakness in climbing has been like full body, activation. Full body activation has been like my hardest, because I'm so like, I can focus on one thing at a time usually. And so it could be like, oh, my hand and then my foot. And then I can, like coordination moves, I can break those down, I can do it because it's one step at a time. But when it's something where I have to like hold really tight with my left hand and pull in with my right hand while also engaging my like knee in a certain direction and powering off another foot, it's like all of that at once is so hard for my brain. It's like, figure out.
Dude, and that's one of my favorite things. I love that you brought up that point, because climbing, it's like, I talk about the strength of climbing, but a lot of it's like, it's the first time I saw like how much technique matters, and like how creating, it's not necessarily like meathead strength, it's like how do you create the tension with like that push-pull while keeping your body on the ground or on the wall, whereas like sometimes when you're just picking things up in the weight room, it's just literally like as much as possible, as hard as possible, and you go. Try to do that on the wall, you're gonna get gassed, you're gonna get beat up. So it was the first time I saw, it's like that tension piece, you're relaxing some parts of your body while pulling with certain parts of your body at certain like points. And then I like kind of put that into sports, where it's like when you see the best like baseball hitters or the best throwers of football, it looks effortless. Yeah. But it's the same thing on the wall. It's like, it's not necessarily more tension, harder, like faster. It's like at the right time and using those things. And that's why I was on the wall certain times. I'm like, oh, I'm like relaxed here, but stronger with that relaxed feeling. And I like applying like that outside like thought process to the field that I'm currently in, which is a lot of sports, but you see it a lot with the best athletes. It's the same thing. It's not necessarily the most tension at all the times. It's like at the right time, using your body in the right way.
Yeah, finding that flow state and just like understanding what needs to happen when. And it's, all right time and place, saving your energy for the parts where you know you're gonna need it, and then just committing all the way through.
Hell yeah. All right, you wanna go, you wanna work out and show me some of what you got?
Let's climb. Do you want to check out the mats first? See people and see what's below them when they're falling.
Oh yeah, we should show them the behind.
Never really get to see this.
Yeah, tell us a little bit what we got here. What do we got going on here?
So at our gym, we do 16 inches, I believe, of mats, and then we cover it with like this I don't even know what to call this, canvas sort of thing. And so, like, I don't know, every time you're falling from however high, like, this is your protection. And so just learning how to absorb that let fall is pretty much, yeah. And once you can like trust that, you can do so much more.
So much stuff. It's so nice to land on that and not just like break anything.
Yeah, so nice. I love it. I haven't had, knock on wood, too much fall injuries, but it's all about like practicing falls and getting comfortable with it, just like anything else. A lot of people feel like, oh, that looks so like dumb if I'm just practicing falling over and over again. Like that's kind of an intro thing to do, but really it's getting your brain to a point where when you're falling off of a move that you didn't expect to fall off of, it immediately goes into this motion that you know is going to help protect you.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
Cool. Let's do it.
So before every session of climbing, I tape up my finger doing, I think it's called X tape. I've got like an A4 problem there, so.
How'd you do that?
I was climbing, so I was just doing a side pull, and I was letting go of my right hand to go up and over, and I heard snap, crackle, pop, and it wasn't Rice Krispies.
It wasn't Rice Krispies. I had the same thing with my middle finger last year. It's crazy. Like it's just a weird in between the finger, and it feels like there's like no ability to like keep tension on. I felt like it kept pulling that like tendon ligament out.
Yep, it feels so bad, and I took like a month of rest, no climbing. That's a lie. I climbed the 2 days directly after with one hand, because this hand is good. But then my biceps started hurting, and I was like, okay, this isn't the best.
We're overworking something else.
Yep. And so then I took the rest of that month off. But this is kind of what the X tape looks like, and it keeps me from bending it past a point that isn't fully recovered yet, because this finger hurts when it's all the way bent. Now it used to hurt like right around here, so I'd have to like use like a brace or something. And I'm also going to buddy tape it so that my middle finger can take off any other unnecessary pressure from that hurt finger.
And would you say, like, I didn't really start getting any, like I had no injuries from climbing until I was really doing it. Like, and I was just being dumb. Like I was going like 5 days a week, like setting it in a row, and I just wasn't ready for that. Would you say the same is true?
Yep. Yeah, I was just being dumb as well. Yeah. That's usually what's happening when people are getting injured is they either pushed it too far, or they weren't hydrated enough, or they weren't resting enough in between climbs. And it's so easy to just be like, I got this. And then suddenly you don't have it. And so I'm trying to like work on like actually
paying attention,
yeah, to what I should and shouldn't do and not taking any unnecessary risks. So if you find it, the risk versus reward, like worth it, go for it. But now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, that month off of this finger was not worth it, so now I'm gonna start taking care of it. But honestly, I wouldn't have listened to anyone if that didn't happen.
Yep.
So like I needed it to happen.
Every time you're like, oh yeah. And then you wanna get the climbs, so I'm gonna keip doing it.
So I can tell you guys this, I don't expect anyone to actually do it.
All right, what do we got here?
Finger warm-ups. Lately I just do 4 seconds on with pressure and 7 seconds off.
Okay.
And then I do that 4 times.
And this is before you hit the wall?
This is before I hit the wall, yeah. So I'm gonna do I think this is the 20 millimeter, and I'm doing an open crimp. And I want my scaps engaged, so rather than drooping low like this, I'm gonna engage those scaps. And I'm gonna count 7 seconds, and then rest.
No. All right, so which one are we hitting?
I did 7. These two, if you want? Yeah.
For how long?
Do 4 seconds.
4 seconds?
I only did 7. Yeah. 4, nice. And then go again. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And how challenging is like a 20 for you?
I think I can like do pull-ups off of a 20.
Okay.
So it's like probably on a scale from like 1 to 10 for difficulty, I'd put 20 at like a 6 or a 7.
Okay.
Probably, let's see here. Yeah. That's the 20 mil.
And you're doing 4 rounds of this.
Yeah. What was that, 3?
Yeah, this would be 3 for me.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Ooh. Oh yeah, dude, this is gonna be good. I haven't climbed in a while. Already feeling the lats going.
Nice.
And last round here.
There you go.
Ooh.
Honestly, your open crimp form is like way better than mine. My fingers do all this weird bending stuff. But
What do you want to do?
You want them like straight and in line, and it's pretty much like that.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah, something like that. I don't know, but my like pointer finger will always just like let loose a little bit, and then it's pretty much on all those. But yours is great.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's also like a half crimp, and so that was open crimp, and then half crimp is like right where you like pinch your thumb against your fingers that are crimping.
Okay.
And then there's the full crimp where you put your thumb on top. This one, they say, is the most dangerous. I don't really know the info around it, but I know that I got into a bad habit of full crimping everything.
Oh, I've never done that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So it's supposed to help? Is that, it's just
like,
more dangerous because you can pull more or what?
Yeah, it's more dangerous because you're applying extra pressure on top.
On top.
To like make it so that your fingers feel more stable.
Yep.
But if you train it, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't train it, then I guess it's more dangerous.
It's kind of like a hook grip in barbell where you got the barbell and you hook around.
Oh.
Yeah, but it just destroys the thumb. It just doesn't feel good. I'm not good at the hook grip, but a lot of Olympic lifters do the same thing. They wrap it around that way. Yeah, it's not fun.
So that's finger stuff. We can get like our elbows and wrists like pretty much set. I've been feeling like some tendonitis or whatever, golfer's elbow or tennis elbow or something.
Yep.
But this thing, I just grab it and rotate my wrist forward, and I grab it with the other one, wrist straight, and I twist back and slowly let it go forward again.
That's a nice one. I
And
like
then I do
that.
the same on this side.
How many reps do you hit in here? What are you normally doing with this one?
This one, I'm normally just like trying to get blood flow into these joints or tendons or whatever.
Yep.
Just so that I don't feel it as much on the wall.
Yep.
So once the blood flow's there, I feel pretty good. I think I just do like 2 reps of this on each.
Nice. Yeah, I got a same thing, like tennis elbow from the from swings all the time, the deceleration I left arm. But honestly, that was one of the nice things about that climbing helped with.
Yeah.
Was I think just getting that shoulder moving. So I'm keeping this one straight, moving this.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, you can let go with this one first.
Let go.
And then twist this one forward. Now grab this one normal, and then pull this one back and slowly back forward.
Oh yeah, that feels good.
Yeah.
And then you're going.
Slow release, yeah, and you can do that twice, and then switch to the other side.
Oh, that feels good on the top. That's nice. And then this one all the way forward. Grab this one. Ooh, I might steal that from you. Yeah, that left elbow feels nice.
Yeah.
Just hit a little ISO.
A lot of people are like afraid of using these. I don't know why. I feel like
They look
might
up to
resemble
sussy, or
something.
yeah, I was gonna say they're all over the. I like that one. That's a good one. I'm gonna steal that one.
Have you ever done any like campus board stuff?
No.
Okay.
Never.
So campus board is another good way to either like. Actually, I don't know. I'm not gonna say good because I don't know for sure, but I sometimes use it as a way to warm up a little bit, or at the end of a session when I need to feel a little bit more pumped than I am to feel good leaving the gym.
Okay.
I'll pop on that too.
Pop on that. Are we gonna hit it?
Yeah, let's hit it a little
Let's
bit.
do it.
This one's got the bigger edge over here. This one's got the smaller edge. And then they have them labeled. I don't know if this is by inches or, oh, I guess it's feet. Yeah. A foot? I guess that's a foot.
Foot?
There's a foot in between each, but do like you could do either a walk up. Oh wait, walk up, or you could do like singles.
Is this the one Simon's like a freak out, right?
Simon's really good at this.
Yeah.
But it helps you with like contact strength. If you're like doing this one, like it helps you like know.
Oh, that's
like,
crazy.
Where you need to how much pressure you need to apply or whatever, and it gets your fingers like engaged and ready for contact, stuff like that. But yeah, Simon can like power through and like reach.
I do the one-hand reach. That's what I saw. That was crazy.
So I was like so I just did like 3.5 feet
Okay.
on that, and I'll just match it on the other side.
Oh, that's smooth.
And then,
So you're just starting at 3 and then going up?
yeah, just going up, trying to find a good dead point spot.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, that feels good.
Yeah.
I've never done this one before. Ooh.
Nice.
Oh yeah, that
Your
gets
left lock off was stronger than your right because you were able to power through 1/2 foot higher.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the other way did not feel as strong as the right hand. So what are you doing for reps with this? You just messing around on this
I
one?
just mess around with this.
Yeah.
I don't really know the proper way to use this thing, but sometimes I'll just walk all the way up to the top.
Let's go. Hey. Woo. I don't know if we're getting to the top, but we can try it.
There you go.
Yeah, that left finger already being able to go through, that's crazy. What's the difference between the two sides?
This side is like a little bit smaller. This
Harder?
one honestly feels like it might be 20, and this one might be 25
Okay.
millimeters or something.
Yeah, this one feels, the last time they had this hung, I felt like I couldn't hang from either of them, and I feel like they were both
Progress.
either progress or is this different?
No, this is always
Is the same? Okay,
yeah.
good.
Yeah, so
We
you're
made
making
progress by not climbing. I like it.
Oh, this one's so hard for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one looks tough.
Dope. We're ready to climb.
Cool. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Get some shoes and we'll go from there. The speak of the legend.
Simon Ibler.
Simon himself, the most
Ibler.
aggressive climber here. Dude lives and eats walls.
Yeah.
Simon, what do you got for the people, dude?
What do I have for the people?
Yeah, what do you got for the people?
Yeah, I think the mic
Like advice?
Yep. Give us some motivational life advice here.
Just climb a little bit more.
Climb more,
Just climb a little bit more.
Just a little bit.
just a little bit,
Yeah.
and be
Climb.
good.
Yeah.
Be better than the wall.
Yeah.
That's what we say in softball. Just be better.
That always helps.
Richer helps. Yep.
Yeah.
Have a lot of money to climb.
Yeah, I think that would help. Move to Japan. Yeah.
Start when you're 4.
Start when you're 4.
Start when
Yep.
you're
Be
3.
rich.
Yeah.
Climbing shoes. What's your rec for most people with climbing shoes that are trying to get into climbing?
Trying to get into climbing, I would say first pair of shoes, go with something that's not super aggressive, just meaning that it doesn't have as much of a curve on it. You want climbing to be as comfortable as possible. That way you're actually having fun.
Yeah, the first time you put on climbing shoes, you're like, oh my goodness, what's happening?
So grab some like tarantulaces or like Scarpa Origins. Those are like good first shoes that I would recommend.
Cool.
But otherwise, like a Veloce as well could be good.
And sizing wise, isn't it like kind of weird sizing wise?
Sizing wise is weird. The most important thing is to make sure that there is no space between your toe and the end or your heel and the other end. I've got shoes where sometimes there's some space on the sides, but if I'm not climbing super aggressive, it doesn't matter. The reason why those are the most important is because if your toe has space between the toe and the end of the shoe, then that is space for movement. So if you're applying pressure on a small hold, something like this, and your toe shifts in the shoe, that creates unnecessary movements and you might just like
Slip off.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and then with like the heel, if you're doing a heel hook and there's space, that is space for your heel to pop out. So try to make sure it is just snug enough. It doesn't have to be really tight. Climbers are just addicted to pain.
I love it.
Yeah, so we'll do this yellow one to start. I'd start 2 hands, a foot and a foot, or you could do something like that, but that would be unnecessary. But
So yellow is the lowest graded climb that we got here, right?
it's the lowest on the scale. but there could easily be yellows that are harder than reds in our gym, or even like same difficulty as like a green, just because it's a sliding scale. So I try not to think of the color grades too much. The more you climb, the more you understand like what your strengths are in certain moves, and I like try to pick warm-ups based off of that.
I think one of the cool things with climbing too is like certain routes are certain abilities, you know? Like there's some like, the only blues I've ever gone are they're just super athletic blues. It's like a dyno, a run across, something like that, but any technical blue is gonna absolutely dismember me. Like there's no way I got a shot with any of that.
Nice.
Oh, I should have really grabbed my shoes. These are clunky.
Nice. And you are using the toe box, which is perfect. I always recommend, you were doing it perfectly, but like a lot of times when people start climbing, they will, they feel more comfortable using like the side of their foot.
Okay.
But when you do that, like let's say I need to get to that orange hold. If I'm using my side of my foot there, I can't really like do much to get there. But if I use my toe, that allows me to actually pivot. It's not blocking my ankle, like my toe doesn't keep me from turning that way. So I'll be able to pivot, and then I could even do like a foot match and swap, and then I can get up to this hold here. And so toe box is always the best way to go.
Cool.
Unless you're using your heel or something to get your hips over. But yeah, you have that.
Let's go.
Down.
And then, yeah, one of the things that I really like with Simon, and just what you just did there, is like, they have the certain routes that are set, but it's also like the creativity is like kind of unmatched with how you want to do the route. Cause like, I really like Simon's like one arm climbing through the route. So you like do just right arm only through on some of the lower ones. But he was showing me that warm up, and that one's pretty sweet too.
Yeah, we do some like, you can do one arm, you can do a double clutch where you always move both hands at the same time.
Yep. The single foot one, that's probably the most challenging. Like that one's crazy to like the balance of everything of if you really get off, you have to like get that foot down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's nice. Have you ever done the unlocking with your, like, I think it's called toe touch. So
okay.
Like,
let's do it.
Anywhere I want to put my hands, I have to unlock it by touching it with a toe first. So if I want to put my hands there, I have to touch it.
Okay.
I can go.
Let's go. Let's do this
If I
one.
want this one, gotta touch. And next one.
And this is one of the cool things about climbing too, is the hip mobility that's challenged. Obviously, like we're focusing on it here, but there's so many climbs where you don't have to toe touch. It's literally just the position you find yourself in. But I talk about that all the time. It's like an hour of hip mobility that's entertaining almost. Woo. Oh, this is gonna be a good one for me. I like that. All right, so we're going here, here. Oh my God.
Nice. There you go.
Ooh. Ooh.
Come on, you got it. Nice. Gets real tricky up in there.
Yeah, my hips don't move like your hips. All right, let's do this.
You got it. You got it.
Trying to think of.
Nice.
Maybe this one to go there.
There you go.
And you really got to get.
The end is always the scary.
That's a good one. I've never done that one before.
Nice.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, what next?
A bit of coordination I'll pop on. Let's see.
Hit a little orange one here.
Yeah.
Yep, just go straight to my max. I like it. Ooh, it's a little run across. So this is a slab, right? This would be
slab, yeah. This one you could probably do static. It was like set for a smaller box for like kids. So I could do it like that, but I really want to work on that coordination. So.
And hold. And are you?
I could probably go over there.
You have a cross? Oh man. All right, we're just sending right away. I like it.
You got this.
Can you go 2 feet here?
There you go. Yeah.
All right, we can do that.
That one's
Little jump
wild.
across.
So I'm trying to bring momentum from my left foot, but I'm using my hands to pull my body into the wall as I go over. The closer I can get to the wall, the easier I can hold that balance there, but. Ooh, that was nice.
Into that. That's gonna be good.
Yeah. There we go. There we go.
Nice.
Okay.
Into a fall too. Well, the thing is, I feel like these competition ones too are always harder than the normal oranges. They're just full sends.
Here we go.
Oh no, we're going. Oh man.
Yeah, if you can get your hip all the way over your foot,
Into that, okay.
then it'll be nice.
Man, you got like no momentum out of that. Might have to go slower. You know, reach over. Nice, nice.
There we go. Okay. I haven't actually gotten this one yet. Oh! I've been struggling on this one since they said.
Here we go.
Come on. There you go.
Oh my goodness. Throw yourself into that. Okay. Oh!
You should try it with this one also, just to like see if you can like, because this will be easier for you to get hips over your foot.
Okay.
And I always like to do like progression stuff like that, just to really feel.
Get the movement down a little bit.
Yep.
Let's try that one.
Use anything you can to learn any movement you can.
Yeah, I think that's a nice thing, like, with climbing is like the more you do it, the more creative you get, and the more creative you get, the better it is to work on the skill sets there.
Yep.
You're gonna go,
Come on.
what, left foot?
Nice.
God dang.
Yeah.
It feels like it should be easier than it is. Nice.
Okay. All right, come on. Maybe if I go foot first.
Oh, that pull is gonna be wild. Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Come on.
Come on. No. Oh,
Hey, let's go.
that was my first time getting
Good
that
shit, let's go. That was clean. All right.
Come on. Hey!
Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Here we go.
Come on. Nice.
Come on, stick that.
That is a really hard coordination move. That's sick. Yes. There you go. Nice.
Ooh.
Come on.
Ooh. Oh my God.
You're doing great. You got it. You got it.
Oh. See if I can.
Yo.
Oh, dude, you're crazy.
So I used it was like really hard, but that left foot, you can use that to point your, to try to drive your hips closer to the wall. So you'll have to point your heel actually closer to the wall.
Closer to the wall?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that'll help you stabilize.
Oh! All right, that's a future project. That's a good one, though. That's made that look way easier than it was.
That was not easy. That was like a month in the making. You're pretty much just gonna make your way up for the most part by like applying pressure to either side And yeah.
Walking your way up. Let's go.
There we go.
Like Santa Claus, baby. I guess reverse Santa Claus.
I almost fell.
What's it? It's flashing? You just flash that one?
Yeah. If you get it in one go, it's flash. Nice.
Ooh. What in the
got
world?
this.
I should have watched you better.
Come on. Nice. Come on.
Oh, we are rusty.
You got it. Come on.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, yo.
Build for this. Let's go. We got this red one now. This You
Yeah.
said this is overhang?
This red one, this is overhang. This is where you're leaning away from the wall, which we haven't done yet. And I think my techniques for overhang are like straight arms, and then like anytime I make a move to power through that and try to get back to straight arms.
Yep.
When you dinosaur, then you end up like tiring out your biceps and triceps.
The death of the meathead. That's, yeah, I had to learn the straight arm hold. I'm still not very good at it, but it makes such a big difference when you're hanging versus when you're pulling.
Yeah. So straight arms, drop your hips, and then that allows you to have your feet like kind of directly into the wall.
Yep.
And then I can press out of my feet and pull in with my hands to make moves like so smoothly. But yeah, when your arms are straight, you can kind of hold for like a long time because you're not really activating anything except for just like closing your hand, which doesn't actually have any muscles in it, just tendons. So yeah, straight arm is like super nice if you can.
Nice and easy.
hold
Yeah.
it,
Hopefully we make it look as easy as you just made it look. Let's go. Hey. What you just
That was
watched
really
the beta?
the beta information on how to get through a climb. I saw somebody else do something super cool, and I think it's gonna help me. Okay, so.
Hey, let's go.
No!
Oh,
That worked. Thank you.
let's go.
Oh, well, I did that on his last one too.
Where am I going?
Come on. Nice, come on. Come
Monkey
on.
bar.
Come on.
Where am I going?
Nice.
Yeah, follow the page for more climbing technique. Here we go. Where's the top? Right there?
Yep. Come on.
Oh, it's right here. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh.
Dumb. Yeah. Come on.
So close.
Oh, you made that look easy. Ooh. I stepped on that. Shoot.
You got it.
Ah.
Good adjustment, nice.
Oh my God. I suck today.
Moral of the story is you're probably going to end your session on a fall. Because climbing is mostly falling.
Well, you always get you get your make and you're like, all right, I ended on make, but then you're feeling good about your make and you're like, I got to do it again or do something again, and then you end on a fall regardless. So that's pretty much every session. Well, finished up the day of climbing. The one thing I was interested in is what your non-climbing like activities look like what your weight room, flexibility, like all of that type of thing, because there's so many things that are demanded on the wall. And I see a lot of climbers now switching over to more like doing some general type prep for the wall, which I feel like recently has been a big boom, especially for our business. We've seen a lot of new people like kind of roll into like, hey, I didn't know lifting was important for this, or flexibility, or whatever it is, like whatever the weak point is. But what's kind of your thoughts on the general prep for climbing, and what's your approach to it? How do you do it?
Yeah, so without a coach, my approach is usually just like warm up, climb when it's climb time. But otherwise, I just try to stay as active as possible. Like I've just got into playing tennis. I love disc golf. I like to learn how to slack line. I'm good on a 2-inch line, but learning on a 1-inch line right now.
You think that's helped?
I think slackline has helped so much.
The slack, I feel
like stability throughout my legs has been like, because when I first get on it, just like everyone else, like you wobble like crazy. And just being able to like be aware of every muscle and try to like keep them from like shaking while they're still working. So.
What's your like slackline routine? What do you do there? Just walking on it, playing on it?
I learned how to do the no hand sit start before I learned how to do a regular start.
Okay.
And before I even learned how to really walk the line, I just like was like, oh, that looks cool. I want to learn that. And so I spent like I think like 2 full, like almost like 4-hour summer days just doing the sit start over and over again. And then I got the sit start, and then I was able to start practicing walking on the line. And so I started walking on the 2-inch line, and I learned how to do a turnaround. So I can walk down across, do a turnaround. Usually I'm not like the best. And then now I'm like moving up to the 1-inch line, and I'm almost walking across the entire line.
Okay, that's dope.
Off of like I'd say it's probably like a 20-foot distance, or wait, no, probably more than that. So I'm taking like 15, probably like a 50-foot distance.
Okay.
Yeah, almost able to walk across the entirety of it. But the no hand sit start kind of just looks like this, where you have, you put one foot on the line kind of at an angle, and you get your, let's see here. Yeah, you get your heel just below your butt, and you bring the other foot up to the line, and you try to like place the foot on the line perfectly, and you like rock forward and stand, and then you like kind of breathe and stabilize, and if you need to, take a foot off to like try to stay stable.
Oh, that's dope. It's like a super hardcore pistol squat almost. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So but then with a coach, my training for climbing looks like I do 3 fitness days a week, where I'm just in the gym doing I have a leg and core. I have push, leg, and core day, and that's a half volume day, so pretty light. And then I have a push day, a pull day, or a push and a pull day, and then a leg and core day as well. So 3 days of fitness, and then every 3 to 5 days I do mobility, and I have a whole plan put together for me by my coach. And then I climb like hard probably 2 days out of the week, and then the other 1 day is like finding things that are gonna tire me out but like they're not things that I'm like straining myself on. Or, like,
Yep.
It's all things that I've gotten before. So that's been really nice, especially like just knowing that I could, that like I can have 3 days of hard climbing per week and be satisfied. Like that's super cool to like know and like, yeah.
Is this your first time with a dedicated like lifting fitness program, or have you done one before? Or
it's my first time since like I think in like 10 years, because I did like this boot camp in college before when I was at community college, and that one we did a lot of, I guess it wasn't even really lifting though, it was like the tire flips and the ropes, and we would just do rotations, and I think my problem with that was I like threw up after every session, and it would ruin my day for like the next few hours.
Just be destroyed.
Yeah, and I was like trying to figure it out with the professor of that class, or I guess, professor of that class, and like nothing I ate would help. And I think it was just like I have a problem of like going all out.
Yeah, just setting it.
Yeah, and so like my coach now is telling me stuff like, oh, only pick a route that's gonna keep you at 85%. And I'm like, how do I, like even when I pick a route that I know I can do and like is comfort zone, like I try to make it feel like 100%. But I'm working on that, like just trying not to send 100% on everything.
And with, I think it's pretty common for a lot of lifters, just even talking with lifters here, because a lot of times they'll come up to me and just ask about like what lifting and everything like that.
Yeah.
How's it been like getting into the lifting routine? Have you had any like, oh shit, I don't know anything about this, or like, are you pretty comfortable with it? Like, what's kind of your approach there? How's that been going?
I did one day of my push day without anyone with me, and I just stuck to the dumbbells because I don't really know anything to do with like the barbell.
Yep.
Since like high school, and I was in like strength and fitness class or whatever. So I was just like, oh yeah, I'll just stick to the dumbbells, and like, you know, I can do that. I don't really have a spot or anything. I don't know like what weight to start at. But I want to make sure I get a good workout also. So they're like starting as this hard like limbo of like, is this hard enough for me? And am I doing the motions correctly? And at the same time, is this gonna is this even like safe enough?
Yeah.
And then the second time I did my push day, I had a friend come with me who is more comfortable with stuff, and I was learning some techniques for bench press, but I forgot to write down my weight, so my last session I just did dumbbell again because I remember what my weight is.
With the dumbbells, yeah. Well, I think that's why I enjoy like things like trying climbing out, because it kind of puts me in that beginner mindset, because I've been in a weight room since I've been 15 years old. So it's like the back of my hand, like I know everything, but you get almost so used to the weight room that you don't realize I don't know if it's scared, but the nervousness that comes with like, there's people that have, like this is their first time at whatever, 22, 25, 27, the first time touching a weight. And I think a lot of times strength coaches specifically, or just coaches in general, kind of forget that with people. It's like, but then if you put that coach on a climbing wall, it's going to be the same thing. Like I didn't know what heel hook was. I didn't know what like when they were talking about the beta. So I was like, what are you guys talking? Like, what's going on? And like, I had no idea, or like crossing routes or how to drop off a wall. But I was like, that's why I like those beginner kind of mindset things, because it puts you like, oh, this is what people are feeling when they come into the weight room for the first time. And it's not, just because you have an expertise there doesn't mean everybody has or needs to.
Yeah.
Like obviously you've reached a high proficiency of climbing without ever needing a massive proficiency in the weight room.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do think though that is going to be the thing that helps me get further faster.
Yeah.
Faster.
Well, I talk about that a lot too, because the thing with climbers is that it's such a new thing for them that it gives them such newbie gains that like, you could run your head into a wall on the wall for like 8 hours, but you're already so good at that it's not going to be like your exponential gain. Whereas like sometimes for a lot of climbers, and we've worked with a couple where it's like 45 minutes a couple times a week, and they're like, oh my God, dude, this is magic. Like I'm like, no, dude, it's just like you just had no experience there. We got you to lunge for the first time, and your leg got like one definition of a muscle, and you're like, oh, I feel great. Like hell yeah, like that's awesome. But I think it's important to mention, it's like you don't have to go full meathead to like get that benefit. It's just like some of it. Like and the same, and that's what on the other end is like same with athletes. Like I'll try to get a lot of athletes climbing, And it's like, I don't need you climbing to where your fingers are hurting or like anything. I just want you moving in that way and doing it like maybe once a week or once every other week. And I think for a lot of athletes, it would make a massive difference just because it's something so new to them.
Yeah. And like pretty much like anything that is physically active that is like new to you, it's going to train some part of you. Like tennis right now for me, I've played 2 days, I think, and like it's all like agility style things that like I never like really worked before, like in any other sport. Like just going back and forth and like the serves like swinging overhand and like the mental awareness of everything on the court at one time, like all of that's going to help me in climbing or in any other sport or just in general. And like, yeah, like you said, beginner mentality, like I love finding new things that are going to challenge me, because the more I learn from these challenges, like the more they're going to apply to everything else.
Well, and on like a base level of movement too, it's like I think our fitness industry has done a terrible job of killing movement for a lot of people. Like, and I mean, and you can see it in like, we make lifting not fun. I know people that make climbing not fun because it's so serious. It's like, do something that movement can just be fun with, and that's climbing for me. And I know like for somebody like Simon, that's not. Like climbing is like serious, and it's this thing where if he picks up pickleball, like movement's fun again. But I think in like, especially in America, we really struggle with just like, dude, we're moving to move because it's enjoyable. And like this task is just enjoyable in and of itself. And I think the more we can get to just that base level of like, how can we make movement fun again? Like I could program 500 pull-ups in a workout and athletes are going to learn to hate pull-ups, right? Yeah. I put them on a wall for an hour, like, dude, this was the best thing ever. Like I'm having so much fun. I'm like, yes, dude. So like, I really try to emphasize that in everything that we do, whether it's like you're trying to just look better and lose a couple pounds or you're trying to go for a sport. It's like, if you hate what you're doing if you hate what you're doing, you don't have to hate what you're doing for movement and to reach what you want to do. Like some days aren't going to be amazing, but like you don't have to despise the movement because some coach told you need to run your head through a wall. It's like you can make these things fun.
Yeah, they can, like you can make sure that like if something is becoming like not fun, at least for me, then I like try to reset and I like think about why is it not fun? Like is it because I'm doing something that isn't for me? Like if I have a goal that I really want and I'm doing things that help me to get to that goal, then I should be having fun. Like because I should be seeing progress, and progress gives me joy and like shows me I'm getting close to that goal. So even if like in Simon's like position, like if his goal is to be an Olympic climber, like he should be able to see the progress along the way and like find joy in those little bits of progress. But at the same time, we have like all these other realms of, or I guess like groups of people around us that are like their job is to get you back onto track or get you like to stay motivated or to like pull you away from that celebration to get you back towards the hard work.
Yep.
And I feel like that's kind of part of where like people sometimes like just fall apart or like don't find any joy and lose the passion altogether.
Yeah, and if you lose that passion, I've seen it so many times. It's a quick downhill route to like just completely giving up on the goal. And for some people, it's like, okay, that passion just wasn't your passion. But I just see it way more often than not, where it's like a coach forcing their passion onto the athlete or onto the student, and that's what kills the passion. Instead of watering the seed that was that passion, it's like, no, you have to do it this way, because instead, like the coach's ego gets in the way of letting that athlete just flower into who they could have flowered into.
Exactly. Even with like content creation for me.
Oh, that's like, a big one,
like I was making content, one, because I always have ideas in my head that I just like want to like create for, and when I started making content for climbing, it was like the first time that like people were enjoying like these creations that I was making, which are just like like little videos that seem dumb and like harmless, but it's like it's literally just meant to like give somebody a smile or like show a little bit of like understanding or like make someone feel not alone in a feeling. And at some point though, like the people around me and then like also myself, like it became like trying to grow. And trying to grow, like how many followers, how much engagement, how much money can I get off of this?
Our ape brain takes over.
And then finally, I like realized I wasn't enjoying it as much anymore, and I could see it in my videos, and I was just like, I just need to take a step back and remember why I was doing this to begin with, and like And then now I'm back and I'm making content that I want to make, not content that I think will do well. And I'm working with companies that I want to work with, that it doesn't feel like it's going to take away like the joy of that content for me. And like I'm just prioritizing my joy in doing it over everything else, because as long as I prioritize that, I'll keep doing it. And longevity will always beat out the other word that I can't think of.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like, it's the full cycle of you started with joy, so you got results, then you started focusing on results, and you almost lose the results and the joy. You go back to joy, you start getting the results again. And it's like, that's like, if you just stay in joy and you stay in like, okay, this was a good piece of art for me, other people enjoy it, and they can see it and they can feel it through the art. But we're at 0% battery, so we're about to get shut off. But this was awesome, dude. Thank you for being on. Anything else you got with people before we sign off?
One thing on the longevity thing, like if you're getting into climbing, getting into weightlifting, getting into tennis, softball, anything, just like don't feel like you have to be the best right away, because in 20 years, the person that is still doing that thing is enjoying it more than you are if you end up getting injured and not able to do that thing. So take it easy on yourself, have fun, big love, y'all.
Oh yeah, let's go.